Today, millions of people in India are investing their money with a goal to create wealth. However, the biggest mistake that people make is in the beginning itself. Mistake is that they directly jump to pick the best investment option, be it some stocks or some mutual funds and so on. But it is not the right approach. You should not directly jump to identify the best investment. Remember how every investment product's ad ends with all investments are subject to market risk? That is where you need to begin. Hello everyone, I am Sahil Badwiya and welcome to another video of this educational series. In this video, we will discuss various steps involved in goal-based investing. So first step is know yourself. First question you should ask is, how much risk is right for you to take? This involves your nature. Maybe you're naturally a risk taker or a safe player or somewhere in between. However, this is not all. You also need to factor your present financial reality. That is your income, your expense, your loans and so on. This is something people often forget but is crucial because your financial reality will tell you whether practically speaking you can take the amount of risk that you are willing to take or not. This is called risk profiling. And you simply can't move ahead without knowing this about yourself. Let's take an example to understand risk profiling. Say X and Y are two friends who are of same age, the same salary, and also slightly the same nature. But the key difference is X's wife is a housewife and he also has a 5-year-old child. Plus he has recently bought a house using a 75 lakh rupees home loan. Y on the other hand lives in an inherited house. His wife is also working and he does not have any kids yet. As you can see, even though they are very similar, their risk profile will end up being very different and hence so will their portfolios. Clearly, X with higher liabilities, a lower saving rate and lower household income has much lower risk-taking capabilities than Y. But remember, risk profile should be updated regularly because situation in life keep changing. Now Y and his wife had twins because of which she left her job. And Y also shifted to a new city for a job where rent became a big expense. In this case, risk appetite of Y would go down significantly. That's why never underestimate the importance of risk profiling and also regularly, at least every year, keep updating it. Then step 2 is define your goals. Once you know your risk profile, second step is goal-based investing. Now many people have heard of goal-based, but not all truly understand its benefit. The main reason you should break down your important financial milestone is because a goal-based approach helps in first, prioritizing your milestones. Not all dreams are required at the same time. For instance, you may want to purchase house in 3-year time, retire early after 15 years, but for your child's education in a great school, you may require school fee every year. A goal-based approach helps you understand the timeline of each important milestone. Second, it helps in allocating monthly contribution. Depending upon how much money is required for each goal, you can efficiently allocate your monthly saving in right amount towards each to achieve them. For example, if after all your expenses, you are able to save rupees 50,000 each month for investment, then without a goal-based approach, you will simply pick a few stocks or mutual funds and spread the money randomly. But with a goal-based approach, you know that your most immediate goal is first a school fee of 2 lakh that is required every year. Then next comes your 15 lakh down payment for home purchase in 3 years. Finally, you have early retirement corpus of 5 crore rupees but in 15 years. When you understand this clearly, you can now prioritize and distribute that monthly 50,000 rupee in the right proportion for each goal. Then third step is constructing goal-specific portfolios. This is again very important part in building an ideal investment portfolio. Since now you know your risk profile and your goals, you can create a customized portfolio that is not only right for that goal, but also one that creates the right balance in your overall portfolio. For instance, based on the above example, you need 15 lakh rupee in 3 years for down payment of home loan, but rupees 5 crore in 15 years. A simple difference in the two portfolio will be that for 15-year goal, you can take maximum equity exposure as per your risk profile, but for the 3-year goal, you may need a lower exposure than that. Why? That's because if the market crashes and does not recover for say 6 to 12 months, then in 15-year goal, you have all the time in the world to get back on track. but for the 3-year goal, you have already lost more than 15 to 30% of total amount. Can you understand how knowing your risk profile and defining your goal is helping you build the right portfolio for yourself? This is how risk profiling and financial goal can help in constructing an ideal portfolio. World over, professional investment advisors follow these very steps to create portfolio for their rich clients. If I quickly summarize, the step involves first, perform risk profiling. Second is define your financial and personal goal. Third, construct a portfolio that maximizes return while maintaining risk exposure in line with the risk profile. Fourth, based on expected portfolio return, calculate how much money is needed to be put on a monthly basis for each goal. And final fifth step is track and manage portfolio on a regular basis till your goal is achieved. So that's all for today's video. I hope you have understood how to go about goal-based investing and how risk profiling can help you identify the investment that might closely align with your financial goal. I'll see you again for another video. Thank you so much.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.